channel. My name is Heather and this is my 7-month-old baby boy Judah. Say hi. And in today's video I'm just going to do a little update on how he is doing and just talk about his stats, his schedule, a little bit about how breastfeeding is going at 7 months, and then give a little bit of a postpartum update for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. So as far as his stats, I have not measured his length since his 6-month appointment. So I'm not sure what his length is, but at his 6-month appointment, he was 27.5 inches. And I can definitely tell that he has grown since then because 6-month clothing is getting a little tight. He seems to fit a little bit better in the 9-month now, and then the 6 to 9 month sleep suit still. His weight, I weighed him about a week ago, and at that point he was 17 pounds. Oh, really? He was 17 pounds and 10 ounces. He still has his red hair and his blue eyes. And so I definitely think his hair is going to stay red at this point, and his eyes I think are going to stay blue as well. Another thing, as you can probably hear him, he's super talkative. He's babbling all the time. He's not saying any actual words yet, but I have heard him say lots of syllables like na. He is super curious. I don't know if you can see him looking around, but he wants to look at everything. He wants to grab everything. I'm just gonna touch those flowers. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. As far as breastfeeding, it's still going well at this point. He is nursing about 5 times a day. One new thing that has happened with breastfeeding is he has started to get really distracted. So especially like in the afternoon, if I have like something on the TV, or if my husband walks over, he will just completely turn around and look at whatever's going on. And it can be a challenge to get him to actually finish nursing. I've even tried like covering him up, but then he's distracted by the blanket and wants to play with the blanket. I don't know if for some of those feedings we might end up having to just go in the bedroom with no distractions, but that has been something new that he's been doing, I think, just because he just is so excited about everything around him. He's still teething. He just got his 2nd tooth on the bottom, so now he has 2 teeth on the bottom, and I haven't seen any more popping up just yet, but he is drooling like crazy, so I think that he will probably have a couple more pop up soon. I don't know if you can see his little teeth. Can you show him your teethies? Can you show him your teethies? Look at those teethies. Yeah. Oh, he's drooling everywhere. So I'm excited to see where the next few teeth will pop up. And so far it hasn't been an issue with breastfeeding. He hasn't like tried to bite me or anything like that, except for like if he's starting to get tired or bored, then he might kind of try to bite a little bit, and I just take him off and tell him no, and he seems to get the point. Eating solids, so now he is at 3 meals a day. So he gets when he first gets up in the morning, I will nurse him, and then about an hour later he'll have some baby oatmeal mixed with usually a fruit and some breast milk, and I make it kind of thick, and he's been liking that. We've tried some finger foods, like little pieces of banana, little pieces of avocado, even some little pieces of like whole wheat bread, and he'll eat it a little bit, but he's still learning how to pick it up and put it in his mouth. He'll eat it if I put it in his mouth, so we're still kind of working on developing that little pincer grip and for him to feed himself, but he's showing a lot more interest in feeding himself. Sometimes he'll even grab the spoon and will not let go. Good job. Here we go. Yum, yum. He is also learning how to drink out of his sippy cup. And then I also have this little baby cup. I think it's called like a tiny cup or something. But it's like a little tiny cup, and it's specifically designed for them to be able to sip the water, and he's doing really well with that. He does not hold it himself, but he is able to drink the water really well when I help him. Good job. Good job. And then with a sippy cup, he can actually drink it himself and hold it really well. Look at you. Is it your sippy cup? So he'll eat oatmeal in the morning, and then usually he'll go down for a nap after that, and then when he wakes back up, we'll do a little bit of time on the floor, practice sitting up for a little bit, and then I'll breastfeed him again, and then he'll have lunch at like around 12 or so, and it's usually like a vegetable puree or like a fruit and vegetable blend or something like that. I'm doing a combination of the organic jars of baby food and then homemade baby food, so it just depends on what it is, because a lot of things we just don't normally have on hand, but I want him to have the variety, so for those I'll go ahead and get the jarred food. And so after that he'll go down for like a second nap, usually around 1:30 or so. I try to put him down every 2 hours. Like his sleep schedule, he is doing a lot better with naps. So around the 6-month mark, teething was getting really rough, and he was really fighting his naps a lot, and we really tried to implement more of a routine, and it really seemed to help. And now he's not taking long naps. He will take like a 25 to 30 minute nap for the most part, and he will cry a little bit and resist, but once he's down and I leave the room, he tends to fall asleep pretty quickly now, whereas before it might take me half an hour just to get him down and stop crying. So that has been a huge improvement, and I'm super thankful for that. He is still sleeping really well at night. He does not wake up during the night. His bedtime is around, his bedtime is around 6:30, and once it's getting close to that mark, like, he knows it's his bedtime, and he will start getting really grumpy. Starting around like maybe 5:30 or even 5, he'll start getting tired and getting ready for that bedtime. And then he usually sleeps till about the same time next morning, so he'll wake up around 6:30 the next morning. And then as far as his third meal, he'll have like a sweet potato vegetable combo, maybe some avocado, things like that, and then I'll nurse him one more time before bed. But I do still pump one time before I go to bed, just to help, because I do still wake up really full, and so it just helps me feel a little bit better when I wake up in the morning, because I was getting a lot of clogged milk ducts still, and I found if I don't pump before bed, that would happen more. And then it also gives me a little bit of milk to add to his solids, like his oatmeal and things like that. So it's just kind of nice to have a little bit of that milk on hand too. So I'm not sure how much longer we'll have to do that. I'm kind of hoping that my supply will even out a little bit, where I don't have an engorgement in the morning. And then once we get to more finger foods, he probably won't need that breast milk mixed in. He has not started crawling yet. He is rolling over, and I've noticed he is trying to crawl. He will like push his little bottom up in the air, but he hasn't quite managed to actually move forward or backward. He really likes to sit up. He is not sitting up on his own just yet. He can sit up and put his hands forward and do like the little tripod sit, but if I'm not right there, he can tip over. So hey, you're drool everywhere. So I don't leave him by himself just yet. As far as sitting up, I'll be right there in case he like topples over, and usually I'll just like put him in between my legs so he can lean back on me if he wants to, but then still support himself. But for the most part, he is just a really happy, good baby. He's so sweet. He still likes to cuddle, and I'm just enjoying every minute of that, because I know it won't last forever. So anytime he is in a cuddly mood, I just eat it up and enjoy it as much as I can. Right now, you can see really wiggly and wanting to play, but he still has those moments where he loves to cuddle. Another thing that happened this month is he tried swimming for the first time. So my husband and I actually took him to the pool. We got a baby float for him and he had so much fun just kicking his little legs in the water. And I really feel like it was a good way to get him acclimated to the water. I do really want him to learn how to swim at an early age, and eventually we plan on putting him into swim lessons. So I thought this was a good way to just get him started.
He's gonna have a good nap after tea.
He really seemed to like the water. There were some times when he was getting a little bit fussy, but the float really helped to just have something to set him in. Of course, we're right there. We weren't gonna just leave him in the float. We were right there next to him, but it was a nice way to be able to put him in something without just holding him the whole time and give him just a little bit of independence to kick his legs. And he even fell asleep in it at one point, so that was really cute, and it gave him a way to get a little nap in at the same time. As far as postpartum, there's not a lot to talk about there, but I did want to just give a little update. So unfortunately, I have not gotten back to my pre-pregnancy weight still, which is really a bummer. I was hoping by now I would be back, but I still have about 15 pounds to go, honestly, and that is with working out 5 to 6 days a week, eating healthy, and still breastfeeding. So I'm just really struggling to get that last 15 pounds off. But so I don't know if breastfeeding is actually making me hang on to the weight. I know for a lot of women it helps them lose the weight, but unfortunately that was not the case for me. So I don't know if maybe once we stop breastfeeding it'll start to come off. I was able to get my jeans back on about a month ago, but they're just so tight that I don't even want to wear them. So I actually ended up getting some temporary thread up, which is like an online thrift store that are a couple sizes bigger just to be more comfortable in the meantime. I did have a lot of the postpartum hair loss about 3 months in, and that has started to get a lot better. I feel like it's still coming out some, but not nearly like it was. So I feel like that's evened out a bit. I did have some postpartum acne, like on my chin line and things like that, that had gotten really bad for a while there, and I didn't have it during my pregnancy, just postpartum. And I feel like that is finally clearing up, so that's been a really good change to see. Hey, little cutie. That's about it for postpartum. And I did talk about in his last video how he was struggling with reflux, and it has gotten a little better, but then he actually finished his medicine and we did not renew it because I wanted to see how he would do just off of the medicine, because his pediatrician did say he should outgrow it on his own and kind of wean himself off of it. So since he just finished it a couple of days ago, we'll see how it goes and if I can see a difference. But he'll have good days and bad days. Some days he just seems to spit up everything he eats, and other days it's maybe a couple of times. So it just depends on the day. It seems like it doesn't really seem to matter what he eats, whether it's solids or breast milk. He doesn't discriminate when it comes to spitting up the food, but that has been really challenging because it feels like a lot of days I'm just constantly cleaning up spit up. Really hoping that he grows out of that really soon, but we'll see. Maybe in his 8-month update I'll have good news there. But he's still gaining weight good, so that's awesome. It's not affecting his weight. He's healthy and happy. It doesn't really seem to bother him. It's just really messy and frustrating for everyone else involved. So hopefully he'll be growing out of that soon. That's pretty much it for today's video. I think he's getting a little hungry, so I should probably end the video here. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you in some way, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.